Hello there, YouTubians. It's your buddy Pete on the old 2022 Pan America special today. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. If you're a long-time viewer, thanks for coming back. So today, we're going to talk about servicing. And should you do it yourself on the Pan America special? There's a lot of thoughts of that on the forum and on the Facebook pages I belong to, and and people on Instagram that reach out to me. It's like I did have the very first service, as most of you know if you've watched the videos. You've watched me for a while. That I did have the first service done by the dealer where I bought the bike, and was highly disappointed. I mean, beyond expectations, and I was pretty upset. And I did a video and expressed my anger. And a lot of people took it kind of the wrong way, and that I hate the bike. I do not hate this bike. This bike has been great. It's got 3,800 miles on it. Nowhere near but what I'd love to have on it right now. But got multiple bikes. I ride different bikes a lot, and blah blah blah. So, but back to servicing this thing. So when I took it in, got it serviced, got home, I noticed that it was making a lot, like the valve train just sounded like it was just clacking. I was like, man, that doesn't sound right. It didn't sound like that before I had it serviced. So, looked in the owner's manual, said, okay, you got to warm it up. So I took it for a ride, for a good 20, 30 minutes, got it up to real hot temperature. And then, look at those two dogs, man. Living their best lives, looking out there, look at that guy. Hey, buddy. And then you got this guy over here. Anyway, who doesn't love looking at a dog with his head out the window? If you don't, you're a weird person. Hey, buddy. But yeah, back to where I was. So, got it home, checked it on the side stand, wow, not even registering on the dipstick. So I put it on the center stand, because you can check this bike both ways. You have the center stand on the special. So checked it, not even registering. So I put it back on the side stand. So I was like, So I was like, well, I ran to my local dealer, my closer dealer here, where I'm going now to pick up a service manual. And they picked up a quart of oil. What they had put in this. They charged me for 4, but I guess I only put in 3 at Gator Harley. So I put in, read the owner's manual. There's a very specific way you have to oil this bike. And you have to put in 3 quarts, run it, let it sit, check it, put oil in, and then run it again. And, it's like, it takes a minute. And considering they charged me almost $500 to do the service, so it was pretty PO'd. Anyway, so I was like, man, I'm never taking it to the dealer again. So there's been a lot of things. Oh, you'll void your warranty. You'll do this. No, you won't. As long as you keep records, of when you do it. Like in your owner's manual, you can write down, and keep your receipts of the oil and everything you buy. It might be able to sound like a pain in the butt, but it's like, I did the 5,000 mile service on this day, did everything it entails. Bada bing. It's not hard to service a motorcycle, especially these kind of bikes. Now, I know in your typical Harley Davidson, the older bike, or their bread and butter bikes, let's call them. The regular bikes. You got a transmission fluid, oil, and your primary. You have 3 different things you got to change. 3 or 3, whatever. I mean, on this bike, it is 1 drain plug, 1 oil filter, done. And that's how most motorcycles are. They don't have 3 different oil chambers. It's just it's antiquated, plain and simple. I mean, we're not talking about high performance machines either. But anyway. So, yeah. So it's very simple to do on this bike. I mean, you got to check your own chain on this bike anyway. And, I think the 5,000 service is, you just check everything. I mean, and on these kind of bikes, you're going to check everything, because if you're riding them off-road, like I ride this thing, it's going to, you have to check them more often, because, that goes probably for any of these kind of bikes, 'cause they get beat up. You're subjecting them to a lot harsher conditions than just riding on the road, where stuff doesn't really rattle loose. So I'm on my way to pick up the service manual, like I said a minute ago, and it's not hard to do this stuff, guys and girls. I know there's some girls that have these babies. I wonder. Anyway, back on focus, as Bodine 50 say, focus. Where do you stand on servicing your own bike? I mean, I know a lot of people are very timid about checking stuff on a motorcycle. I mean, a motorcycle is a very basic machine, or at least it used to be until now. It's got so much electronics on it that it's just, can be a very mind-blowing. It's not like it's just got a carburetor and some points on it and, stuff like that. With the advent of the computer, like, this thing is so electronic focused that it could be very much a pain in the butt too. It can be a pain. If one thing goes on the electronics, boy, you're doo-doo. Luckily, I haven't had any problems. They got went through a code when I dropped it once or twice. Because I have my last soiree into the Ocala National Forest, I dropped it once in the sand. Nothing major, just stood off. And then the second time was, I was going like 5 or 6 miles an hour, maybe 10. Came over a rut, went into a bush. It was fun. Unfortunately, I don't have that on video. I can't show that stuff on video anymore because my wife is pretty mad when she sees me fall off the bike. So I will never probably show you guys another video of me, catching too much air on this thing, because she doesn't like that. She can't believe I bought a bike that's going to put me in more risk. But anyway, back to this topic of this subject. So, do you guys service it yourselves, or do you bring it out? What are you going to do? If there's something major with it, sure, I'll bring it to the dealer. If it's under warranty, if it's a warranty thing, absolutely, it's going to go to the dealer. But oil changes, general maintenance, stuff like that, I'll do it myself, because one, the Harley techs, nothing against them, they don't know these bikes. I mean, unless you're in an area where they actually think these bikes are great, you're not going to get good service for it. And I hate to say that, but it's just true. They just don't see enough of these bikes. It's not their bread and butter machine, but eventually it will be. And that'll be my guess, is that the EPA eventually is going to be, because all the regulations, you're not going to be seeing the big V-twins anymore. At least because the emissions, they're going to have to do all that. But anyway, let's get back to the story. So if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't before. I want to thank everybody for subscribing. I hit 1,700 subscribers, which, that's pretty cool. I really appreciate it. And let me know in the comments if you got questions about this bike or anything like that. And if you live in the Florida area, especially around Ocala, I'm up here. Reach out to me. We can go for a putt. I will help you with your bike. We'll go for a ride in the forest. I'm not the best rider, but hell, I'm willing to drop it. So anyway, ride safe, ride often, guys, and may the force be with you.